Language is power.
Language is power.
Lenguaje es poder.
Language is
Ahora, the language is power.
the language.
Hello, welcome to Language is Power, the podcast where we interview different students from the Atlanta English Institute and ask them about their journeys with learning English. I'm Katie, and today I'm here with Mohammad. Hello, Mohammad.
Hello.
How are you today?
I am fine, thank you.
Mohammad, will you tell everybody your full name, please?
My name is Mohammad Siddiqur Rahman,
Okay.
and I am from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, very nice. And how long have you been in the U.S.?
I came here last year,
Last January, so about a year and a half almost, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us who don't know a little bit about Bangladesh. Where is Bangladesh, first of all?
Bangladesh is an Asian country in Southeast Asia, and it is surrounded by India. You see, only the southern part. Southern part is the Bay of Bengal, and the other three side is covered by India.
Okay, so
it's
surrounded by India.
Yeah. So sometimes people just misunderstand where it is in a part of India or something like this.
Right, exactly.
Actually,
Yeah.
Bangladesh is an independent country,
All right.
and it was independent in 1971 from Pakistan.
Okay, 1971. Okay, and so what's the typical climate like in Bangladesh?
Bangladesh is tropical. It's got 6 seasons here.
6 seasons.
6 seasons here.
Okay.
So only we can feel that difference between winter, rainy, and summer. We can just refer these three, but other seasons we can not feel so much difference from others.
The winter, summer,
Winter,
and the
summer,
rainy.
and raining, yeah.
And raining. Those are your big different
Big
seasons.
differences, yeah.
Okay, and how about the food? What is the typical food in
Oh.
Bangladesh? Is it similar to Indian food? That's what everyone is going to want to know.
Actually, it's close to Indian, likes Indian food. We Asian people like spicy.
Spicy. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So foods almost India, Pakistan, Bangladesh almost kind of similar. Rice is our staple food here, and fish is our national. The Hilsha fish, the only one fish.
Okay.
Is pretty much common. Is also exported this in the United States too.
Okay. Because you're close to the water, that's
Yeah,
where you're getting.
surrounded by waters, and many rivers are there, so fish are available.
Okay.
Fish with curry with different vegetarians and everything.
Okay. And so you have found some Bangladeshi restaurants in Atlanta too, right?
Yeah, I also found some Bangladeshi restaurants, and several times I take dinner, lunch with them.
Okay.
And
Nice. So tell me first about your family.
Thank you for this question. Yes, I have a wonderful family. God gifted us one princess and one prince.
A princess and a prince. So yes, you and your wife, right?
And I love my wife, wonderful wife.
Will you just tell everyone this story briefly about you and your wife, because you have known each other for a really long time.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it give me romance when I memorize this past experience.
Give everybody a little romance, Mohammad. Tell us the story.
Yeah, student life we meet first time, and my wife is to school, and my school was almost close to. So when school break, we come to the school from school to our home, and on the way we meet each other. And every day we meet, and sometimes we get interested to each other.
Because the boys and the girls were in separate schools,
Separate school, but when break school
On breaks,
like we go,
you would walk
we
home
walk.
together, right?
Yeah. Everybody work because it's not so long distance from school to home.
Okay.
So every day we worked, and sometimes we meet, and sometimes we wait for another. I'm not coming, she is not coming, like this, and every day we almost meet. And this way we have get understanding. It's I think when we was in class 9 or class 8 that time.
Okay, yes. Very nice. So fast forward to today, you have a daughter and a son with your wife. Can you tell me more about your children?
Yeah, my daughter is 20 plus, and now she is studying an undergraduate in Australia.
In Australia.
Yeah.
What is she studying?
She is studying in psychology.
Psychology. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
She is very much interested about this subject.
Okay.
And my son is 10 plus, and my wife and my son is in Dhaka, Bangladesh now. She is in class 7.
Okay.
Bangladesh standard, class 7.
Your son?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice. And so you have a really unique, interesting story about how you got to where you are today, because you were from a large family that was kind of poor, right? And
Yes.
education was not so important at that time. But can you share with us your story about how you sort of rose to the top in your school system in Bangladesh?
Thank you. I still proud of me because my family always support me. We are 5 siblings. Our parents were not financially so solvent to educate all of them. So my other siblings support me. How can I? Because from the very beginning, I was a brilliant student. So they support me to go ahead. They try to financially support me and everything they support me. That's why I got 2-3 scholarship from my student life, and that's why no financial support need from my family.
Right, you got the scholarships.
Scholarships.
But the first thing that happened was you tested really well as a child or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was how they first sort of acknowledged that you were a really good student, right?
You know, the primary school, which is up to class 5, I got a scholarship from that school, and you know that school didn't get anybody a scholarship from the last 10 years.
Okay.
So when I got the scholarship from that school, everybody was astonished. This boy got the scholarship, and I stood the first in this area. So everybody came to my house to see me, who is the boy who got the scholarship.
Right, all the people from your town came to your house to meet your parents and
My
to
parents
see
meet me.
you and who was this boy who got this
Got the
scholarship.
scholarship, yeah.
Right.
So I was very much impressed by them. And from that time, my parents encouraged me, study is your first life aim, to make it your aim. Only study and study. Before that, I always support my parents, my father, who was a farmer. But when I got the scholarship, my father and my parents allow me, don't need to help your father. You just give attention to your study.
Right. So, yeah, you in our class, you had written an essay about this childhood memory with your education, and your parents, I guess, you started the essay by saying your parents always told you studying is the way to success.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, and once you made these grades, you were no longer allowed to work with your father in the field.
Yeah.
They only wanted you to focus on your studying.
Focus on your study. That's why I continue my study, focusing every time, and I got another scholarship in class 8, and I got another scholarship in an HSC in the 11th of the district. So everything is supported by my family.
Yeah, and this, maybe you can explain this too, because I found this fact interesting about the way the school system was grading students compared to the United States. In the United States, we will have standardized testing, and we show where the children fall in a certain percentage. But you were telling me that in your town and in your district, each child is shown the exact number of where they place against the other students, which I thought that was really, there was good things and bad things about that, I think, but for you, you always knew exactly where you placed against other students. Was that a motivating factor for you?
Definitely motivating factor, because for an example, if I say there are hundreds of high school here, so you are the first boy who got the highest number of among 100 of students, 100 of school students. So it's an issue of pride.
Yeah. So when you were placed 11th place, how many students were you
I
probably?
think there was thousands of in high school.
A few thousand high schoolers, and you placed 11th
Yeah.
in high school. Okay. And so tell us about where your education journey went after high school.
After high school, my father passed away. So it's very upset for that time because I'm not getting support. Actually, not getting so much support. Then I have moved from my hometown to capital, Dhaka,
Okay.
for higher study. And in higher secondary education, I didn't do better because always I have supporting and not get support from the teacher. Because when I was in school, teachers support me free of cost. But when I go to higher other districts, nobody know me, so I have to study myself. Study every time myself. What can I understand? Then sometimes I get help from my other student. Please explain me. I cannot understand this one.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't make a good result in HSC, higher study.
Okay. Were you studying English at this time?
Yeah, in English is almost from our class 4-5 school level.
Okay.
English is there compulsory. So, but not like in USA. Just you can read out, memorize something, essay, grammar something, and you just read in the exam and pass like this.
Okay.
But no more practice.
Okay. So when did you maybe change your mind to thinking that you needed more serious English in your life?
When I completed my bachelor degree, I think I have to do better in English, because if I want to do better in English internationally something, or if I want to go abroad, English is no other choice.
Right.
So that's from that time I admitted in master's degree, and that was with major in English.
Okay.
So I learned much about English grammar, historical in my master's degree. Yeah.
And so were you taking classes or were you self-studying?
No, self-studying, and I also get admission in a master's degree in a private university.
In Bangladesh?
Bangladesh.
In the capital?
Capital,
still?
yeah.
Okay. And so you were working at this time during your master's, or did
Yeah, same time, because we have already married that time, because before my master's degree I got married.
Okay. So after your bachelor's you got married?
Yes.
Okay.
I continue my job and my study parallelly. My master's degree in English, I got a job in the company that I'm still doing, same
Right.
company.
How many years now have you worked for this company?
Almost 25 years.
Almost 25.
Same
You're a good
company.
employee.
Same company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much proud of them, and I think they are also proud about me.
Yes. And so your job has allowed you to travel a lot too, right?
Yes. From my childhood, I was very much interested for travel. So I traveled many districts, in inter-district in Bangladesh. But my focus on how can I go abroad.
Right.
But when I got this job made me a chance to travel internationally.
Because how many countries have you traveled with now?
I think I traveled more than 15 countries.
Yeah, more than 15. And so what are some of your favorite countries you've visited?
My favorite countries is Switzerland,
Switzerland. Okay.
and if I give second, that is France.
France. And so when you were traveling for work to these countries, did you use English when you were traveling?
Definitely.
Definitely.
The purpose of the travel is actually always business. So I took a team from my country to that country like Switzerland. The company I am still working, they are the distributor of Schiller, the elevator company.
Okay, an elevator company.
So every time the company authority give me chance to travel with the team.
Take it.
Yeah.
And so when you go with a team, are the other team members speaking English too? Were you taking the opportunity to sort of be the person speaking as you were traveling, or were there other people that you weren't using other team members as your translator at all, were you?
Yeah, sometimes.
I feel like you would be the
work-
translator. Though.
Yeah, sometimes I work as a translator.
Well, you were, yes. That's what I mean.
Yeah, because maximum people that traveling team or the Bangladeshi government officials,
Oh, okay.
so they are not so much good in English.
Really?
So sometimes they request me, please explain this one. How can I
Nice.
explain?
That's
And
really good practice,
on
though.
their behalf, I just explain the question to the authority or the company like this. Then they explain and everything. And sometimes I have to summarize this one to this.
That's good. That's really good practice, right?
Yeah.
So, what led to your decision to come to the U.S. to study English?
Thanks my company again because they gave me the chance to come to USA.
Nice.
Yeah, and when I come here, I think the accent between when I speak in Europe or England or other countries, I feel difference in USA.
Okay.
The people I think here speak very fast,
Okay.
and I can catch very rarely to them. And even sometimes I speak with them, and they say sorry again. Then I feel nervous. Why the problem with me? Because I am trying to speak them according to the grammar, but they are asking me again sorry. That I feel I need to learn more here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I search how can I develop myself in English. And then I search Google and just discuss with different people. The how I can get a more better English learning. Then one of my roommates, he said, you can try this one. And then I first came here.
Okay. So, when you did study English in Bangladesh, were your teachers, were they native English speakers?
No.
Okay.
They are Bangladeshi people.
Okay.
And actually, in Bangladesh English system, actually there is a lack of practice.
Mhm.
They just follow the book, and
A lot of grammar.
they will push you to just memorize this one, and I have to memorize this one just A to Z, every line and every period, comma, colon, everything I have to
Right.
memorize and
Just-
write down in the exam.
Mhm.
But when I see here, I come here, I think people just get through the whole summary. You can write yourself. Just careful about the grammar,
Mhm.
that things.
Right. So, a lot of grammar learning. So, is your learning of English here, it's very different than what you've had before? Having different teachers or having classmates from lots of different places now, right?
Yeah, you see, when I come into the class, I check today whom I sit with because I want to discuss with different people every day. So I never sit in one place same day.
Yeah, you are one of the only students who consciously changes your seat around to make sure that you're going to be speaking with different classmates,
yeah.
which is really good. So we were talking a little bit before we started the podcast now about how the learning of English is never really finished. You always kind of feel like there's something you can improve.
Yes.
Right? Can you just tell me a little bit more about that? You were saying when you finish each level, you think about what you'd like to improve.
Yeah, I admitted here as level 4.
Level 4, okay.
Yeah, then each level I'm doing better because but after each level there is a form asks my opinion about my next what can I do, but what is my planning, something like this. And after finishing of each level I always request to please allow me more opportunities for listening and speaking.
Listening and speaking.
Because I'm weak in these 2 points.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I get better chance in level 6 and 7. More speaking practice
Right.
and more learning of this issue. So I'm very much proud to be in 7. I think 8 will be more excited for listening and speaking more.
Good. Yeah, and we did speak a few weeks ago about what it means to be fluent in a language.
Yeah.
And was it you, I think, we were talking about knowing the idioms, knowing the way that people actually speak. And, when we start, we focus so much on the grammar and the grammar translation. But like you said, when you arrived, you have trouble just communicating and understanding the way people speak in different
Yeah.
places. So,
Here people use lots of idioms. So it's very tough for me what they want to do.
because you have such a classical background of
classical
learning.
background.
Mhm.
So it's very difficult for me. Then sometimes I request them, please explain me. Then they explain me that this meaning is this one.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so you have plans to go on to level 8.
Yes.
And what are your future plans?
After the completion of this.
Well, just your future in
After
general. You are
7.
aren't you looking for more work also, or
Yeah, the American life is much expensive.
very expensive? Yes.
Yeah, so I am depending on now. So I think after completion of this language program, I will definitely try to admit in a higher education like postgraduate or undergraduation on specific subject.
Okay.
And parallelly, I also try to get a better job for financial support.
Okay, so get a better job, maybe study in the American university system.
Yeah.
So English is pretty important for
Important,
both
yeah.
of those, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what would you recommend? What would you recommend to someone who maybe is feeling nervous about registering for an English class? Do you think it's been very helpful for you?
Definitely, I suggest someone to admit in a language institute like this one, because without a professional way, you cannot develop yourself. If I say you can speak yourself at home, listen the music, listen the television or something like this, it will not work so much. So if you follow an institution like this one, there is a schedule, so you can talk with your classmates. There are lots of opportunity to discuss yourself, and there are formalities in grammar, everything, idioms. So it's a routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's mandatory.
Yeah. And what other tips do you have for future students? Because I think you are a very experienced student in all fields, but you're here early every day, you have great attendance, you really put in the work. What can you tell new students or future students about motivating themselves to study?
I think attendance is very much important here.
Attendance.
Yeah, because if you miss class or if you not attend regularly, you cannot follow the book, you miss the teacher's instructions. So when there will be a final exam, you will not be unable to do everything. So if any student attends regularly, at least attend the school regularly, he must definitely do better.
Yeah.
He must definitely do better, I promise.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of great conversations in class too, that you're not going to be able to have those kind of conversations with people in English if you don't come to a class like this, right? With, like you said, changing your seat around, so many different people to talk to, right?
Yeah.
And during the breaks, I can always find you in the break room talking to people,
Yes.
right? So really taking advantage of all the opportunities, right?
When I come to the break room, I request them, please speak in English. Because they speak in Spanish language, so
Lots of Spanish-speaking
I don't understand
students.
a little word. So I just watch this one like this way. Then I just please speak little bit English. Then they laugh. But
That's good for everybody. Everybody needs a little nudge to speak more English, right? Okay, so if you could thank someone from your personal life for your educational journey, who would you like to thank?
I thank my daughter.
Your daughter, your princess.
Yeah, my princess.
Why?
Because she is actually my wife. My family always support me to push ahead. But for English, my daughter is always
Really?
support me.
Okay.
Because I am proud because now she speaks so fluently,
Right.
and she use so tough vocabulary I can understand.
Okay.
And I seems, is this my daughter who was in Bangladesh? I sometimes become surprised, and I'm become very much proud of her. And she always encouraged me, Father, please do this way, speak with people, try to understand the vocabulary. If not understand, guess what it will be, like this. So she's one of my teacher.
Wow. How neat. Interesting. And what about your son? Is he studying English?
She also
She's encouraging him as well.
Encouraging to him too also. And when I speak with my family, I talk to my son, please be good in English, because without English you can do better. In Bangladesh also need English, because in a good job in private company, you need to go good in English too. So if you planning for abroad, you must be good in English. Is mandatory, because without English is the first language in USA. So if you do better in USA, if you planning to come in USA in future, you have to be fast in English good. And in professional life, whatever you like to be a doctor, you like to be a chef, whatever you to like, but English is mandatory.
So English comes first.
English comes first.
Great.
So
We'd love to hear it.
He's learning. I think he's practicing, because I tell you earlier that in our school they are not pushing us in a smooth way or in a scheduled way. So just read out, put everything in an exam, and you pass, done.
Right. Maybe with the internet and podcasts like this, maybe there'll be more materials for people to use, right?
Now
Great.
Online they are getting more materials for learning English. So my family is trying.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, Mohammad, that wraps up our podcast. It was so nice talking to you today.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And thank you for watching and listening.
How is it?